got it.
What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to MANIACITV, man. Today we got FBG, King OPPS, Wooski, Chiraq's Deadliest GD that haunted his ops from the Inside of Hotspot YouTube channel, man. So listen, Wooski, man, I feel like Wooski is one of the OG Chicago savages, man. You know, he survived the headshot. He definitely, I feel like he owns possibly the most disrespectful song in the history of Chicago drill with computers. So listen, we ain't doing no more talking, man. Let's get right into this doc right here, man. Let's go.
Yeah, King Von, I post up on Old Block.
Wooski, Dooski, Boosie. Y'all know how the I'm bumming. 6-0 shit, man.
It's 2-2 gang, we the motherfucking opposition. I'm so BDK, CPDK, and TYMBK.
Man, that song, man. Listen, I'm telling you, I don't think there ain't a drill song more disrespectful than that, though. But then again, FBG Duck had one too, man. These niggas is demons, man.
Old block, bitch, we from Street K and we bricks and EK. I'm smoking big A and trying to catch Dirk and E-Day.
Chicago police are trying to figure out who shot 6 people
at a funeral.
Outside a funeral this
at
afternoon.
a funeral.
I'm like a veteran. Wooski got shot, now he taking.
I was in my house, I was cleaning up, and
King Von can make a love song. He can make a song dedicated to his girl, and he'll still find a way to put Wooski and that incident in the song, man. Von, man, listen, every song Von made, if it wasn't Tuka, it was Wooski, man. Come on now. Sometimes it'll be both.
at first I heard like maybe, I was in my house, I was cleaning up, and at first I heard like maybe 5 to 8 gunshots and called my neighbor and confirmed it. Then after that, it was just like a hailstorm of gunshots. It was at least 40 to 50 shots.
What up, gang? Back with the real. You know what's the deal. Things have been hot in Chiraq with the talk being about Quando Rondo, now that his homie Lil Tum, who ended Von's life, is out on bail. R.I.P. Von. But in all this heat, there still is the one man that was the main op with Von while he was still living. His name is known in the trenches, and his connections run deep in the streets. He's known as King OPPS, FBG Wooski, and his title came with how dangerous he was to his ops like Von. Today, we're gonna dive into his life and why he's considered such a savage that strikes fear in his ops. So how does a kid coming into the world, innocent, pure, become someone that could pull the trigger without hesitation taking a life, running the streets, and tormenting people to the point where they'd hit up a funeral to get him? Well, I asked myself the same thing, and the truth is both sad, yet kinda gains respect to see the world some are forced to grow up in. While many believe Wooski's home was always 63rd and Lawrence, he was actually from the very place that he haunted with his savagery. Him and his big bro, Big Mike, lived in Parkway Gardens, a section of Wick City and O Block. Crazy thing to note,
Wooski from O Block? Dog, I ain't never knew that. Wooski was from, so, what? I ain't never know that.
Big Mike lived in Parkway Gardens, a section of Wick City and O Block. Crazy thing to note here that plays a huge part in what molded Wooski was that his brother was a BD and Wooski was a GD. Might seem strange from the outside, but in these streets, that's nothing new. Because Big Mike had love for his little bro Wooski, he stood as the force that kept him safe in the streets, even after linking with the other side. Wooski started clicking up with the STL EBT, who had a heavy beef with Wick City. At this point, you probably thinking why switch sides like that cause dudes don't play. Wooski from a young age was in the streets and had savage in his blood. Bro even started rocking with FBG, getting close to Duck and Tuka. RIP to them both.
Oh, so RIP Big Clout, man. RIP, man. Listen, RIP everybody, man. Chicago, the city is like, it's I don't know, man. Ever since drill really started off, man, it took what music is. They changed the whole politics of music politics and street politics. I'm telling you, drill, drill changed the whole music industry, man. It's for some good, but when you look at the streets of Chicago, man, it took a lot of lives, man. A lot of promising careers too.
Getting close to Duck and Tuka. RIP to them both.
Oh.
Wooski would begin adopting beef with his new associates, often targeting TYMB. He would avoid beefing with Wick City because of his brother. Really seems like even on opposite ends, their blood ties meant more than the gang code. This, however, was soon to change. Wooski was still dipping Wick City with STL, but never on Merkin. Brawls might break out, but the guns never came out. That was until him and some STL members had an altercation one time, and Reezy from Wick City would lose his life. That was already bad, but what made it worse were rumors that Wooski, very young at the time, was a trigger man. And at that point, any protection his big bro would provide was lost. He officially became a top priority for retaliation from a bunch of ops and had to move out of O Block.
That's like, even big bro couldn't even protect him at that point, because if it came out that he really was, if he was the trigger man, man, listen, they targeted him. It ain't nothing big bro. You can't protect him at that point, man. You can't.
Lost. He officially became a top priority for retaliation from a bunch of ops and had to move out of O Block. This would make him even tighter with STL as they took him in. Wooski would end up aiming his firearm towards the place he once lived in a feud between the two sets. Wooski never made light of the situation. In a tweet made by Wooski back then, it could be seen how serious things got. This back and forth would lead to him and King Von becoming enemies. The fire under this was fueled when Wooski was a trigger man behind the murking of Von's homie Platoon. Unable to personally catch Wooski, Von would get the next best thing at the time, Wooski's cousin Modell. The events painted a dark scene, showing just how hungry Von was for revenge. He would not only man, these niggas is Modell. The events painted a dark scene, showing just how hungry Von was for revenge. He would not only murk Modell, but leave his cousin with bullet holes. So much so that doctors said intestines fell through their hands when they picked him up. Luckily, Miles somehow survived confined to a wheelchair, but Von accomplished what he came to do. And Modell. This would set things.
Intestines, they picked him. Intestines, man, listen, y'all think they call Chicago Chiraq for nothing? Y'all think they call it Chiraq for nothing?
Confined to a wheelchair, but Von accomplished what he came to do. And Modell. This would set things in motion that intensified their beef even more, not only towards Von, but Wooski was out for all his ops. Wooski and STL EBC were sliding on the O, and the O was sliding back. It was an endless game of cat and mouse. Through it, Von and Wooski seemed to develop respect for each other, even as rivals. They would go back and forth on Twitter like it was nothing. It's crazy how calm and jokingly they act with so much bad intent in their mind for the other.
Y'all don't be at Swisher Sweets no more. Of course, that's my motherfucking store, boy. Y'all don't be at Mo's place no more. Man, these niggas is, man, listen. That's how I be though. When you got respect, when both of y'all know that y'all really with the shits like that, man, you can't help but to respect the other person, man. Let's keep it a buck though. We that block right before you get there, you know. Yeah, I know, you know, I know. You be walking over there from time to time. These niggas having a full-on conversation. Like they best pals or something, man.
He would tally scores in public with Von about the stats for who has the most bodies, like it was nothing. What happened next would turn things upside down. Remember Wooski's big bro, Big Mike? He would murk a dude by the name of Malcolm Stuckey with King Von in 2014. This would be the hit that got both him and Von booked with the first degree hit and 2 counts of attempted hits. This hit home for Wooski, seeing even his bro now turning against him. Wooski's heart was getting closer to human life. Wooski's ops would have a field day on his gang when he was missing in action from 2015 to 2017, having been in the pen on a gun charge. Wooski would soon get his payback upon his release. The tables were turned. It was now Von who was on the inside fighting this case. Wooski and a couple STL EBT members would catch HK, the headshot king, from the O slipping while spinning the block for ops. HK would try to run, but was murked before being able to escape, with multiple shots about his body. Wooski was out for blood, and every pull of the trigger emptied a bit of his rage and pain. Wooski was now bumped further up the priority list for his ops, and he was becoming too much of a threat that was fearless in the streets. Wooski would send hints online saying that Von was next to go.
Throw that HK back.
This attracted the attention of Von's homies, who were ready to move for Wooski for his disrespect and place the bag on his head.
You already know, man. Wooski, keep my little cousin name out your mouth. Talking about niggas ain't dying, niggas. Talking about King Von, nigga. That's my blood, nigga.
But Wooski, being the Chiraq savage he is, didn't give a damn and continued to hunt his ops, even coming to their own hood.
We out here right now. Them boys running. They running. They ain't out here. 600.
Oh, this nigga different. This nigga is different, man. It's like he was made for Chiraq. He went to the block, man.
They running. They ain't out here. 600.
Man, all them niggas could have had guns and they could have did it right there. He went to the block. Come on now.
They running. They some hoes on Tuka.
Bro was a different breed.
Definitely.
Wooski was building confidence in his street authority, even going as far as claiming his invented op blocks like TYMB, O Block, and D Block.
O Block. What else? What 600 call themselves on Tuka? We invented D Block, that goofy ass deep thing shit. What else? What else? What else y'all want to go to? You talking about? Who else want to say something? T.Y. we invented that.
But this still wasn't enough torment to satisfy his hatred for his ops. In January 2018, he dropped a video for the diss track Computers Remix.
Smoking big A in traffic, trying to catch Durka E-Day. Slide on new ski day, these 30 spray, you died a new skiway.
The track shot up to...
What I tell y'all, man, listen, that song was one of the most disrespectful songs in the history of Chicago drill, man. I'm telling you, he didn't even hold back. He ain't hold back at all whatsoever, man. This nigga was a different breed. Like, just from that song, sometimes I be forgetting that Wooski is still alive. Just from that song, man, because you know, listen, y'all know how Chicago streets work, man. You already know how it be working, man.
The track shot up to popularity, highlighting Wooski over the beat, disrespecting fallen homies, and violating his ops and rapping about hits he's done. This only incited more rage, and his ops wasn't gonna stand for it. They would slide on Mob Dooski the man, leaving him in a pool of blood with a shot to the head. Dooski was well respected and connected in the streets, and Wooski...
Is Dooski Lil Mo's? Is he related to Lil Mo? I know somebody said something about Dooski before.
In a pool of blood with a shot to the head. Dooski was well respected and connected in the streets, and Wooski's ops knew how much he meant to him. The plot that nearly claimed Wooski's life was set in motion. Dooski's funeral created the perfect opportunity for Get Back in full effect, but Get Back was on the minds of both sides because Wooski's crew was heated over Dooski's hit. The clock was ticking, but Von and them wasn't playing around. They had everything mapped out and was so confident in their retaliation that Von and E-Dog FaceTimed Wooski the day before the funeral and promised they had a surprise for him.
Listen, we gon' surprise. You talking about tonight. We gon' surprise, bro.
We gon' surprise, bro. Like they planning a damn birthday party. Oh yeah, we got a surprise for you tomorrow. These niggas is...
Listen, we gon' surprise.
It's like some Grand Theft Auto mission you planning with Lester type shit. Like, come on now.
You talking about tonight. We gon' surprise, bro.
The day arrived, and Wooski's ops made good on their promise. All hell broke loose. October 2018, bullets would rain down on the funeral, and Wooski would collect a shot to the head. Rugal, who was present, would describe the chaotic scene.
To be honest, I kind of felt like something, you know what I'm saying, funny was gonna happen on some real shit. Just off the strength, like, that's Dooski. Like, yeah, whenever you mention Dooski, you better mention the movie. Folks know.
We've learned a little bit more about the victims this afternoon. There were a total of 6 people who were shot outside the church. It was a pandemonium, a scene of pandemonium right after that happened. Many of those people who were shot were leaving a funeral inside the church.
That shit so fucked up. Oh my God, they shot this man in his head.
I don't know how the fuck he survived that shit. I don't know many people that could survive a headshot. I really don't. I don't know, because once that bullet hit the brain, you pretty much done. You done after that. I don't know how the hell this nigga survived that, man. I really don't. Like, I feel like Wooski, Ruga, Lil Mo, 6 Blocker, I feel like those 3, man, I think they can definitely go hard for FBG side. But, man, like, it was a reason why he survived that day, man. That's because I don't know. That shit's unheard of to me. It's unheard of.
That shit so fucked up. Oh my God, they shot this man in his head. Shot him in the head, G.
At a
At
funeral,
the fucking
too.
funeral.
Crazy.
Oh my God.
By some miracle, Wooski would survive, but Von was still rejoicing, finally catching them lacking.
You see him? I'm finna follow him. I ain't gonna lie, he ain't been the same. He don't talk shit no more, nothing. I don't know what the fuck.
The talk was that Wooski had been taken out, but Duck, Wooski's close homie, would dispel all rumors of Wooski's demise. Wooski was a fighter for real, and during rehab to regain his motor skills, his health deteriorated, but getting back to his old self.
You ain't been the cars with your cheating ass, man. You think
What you mean? Ah, fuck, I'm cheap. Ah, what you mean? What makes you think I'm cheap?
Yeah, that's a lot of physical therapy that come along with that, man.
Before long, he was on his feet turning up with the gang. Sadly, Von would lose his life on November 6, 2020 in an altercation with Quando Rondo. Wooski wasted no time dissing his op as a send-off to his grave.
Is that who that is in my blunt? A whole lot of Parkway Garden ass niggas.
Wooski has been laying low since, trying to make a full recovery. After all, he took a shot to the head. It's crazy he's still even functioning back to normal. His near-grave experience hasn't stopped him from still being on his dirt. He recently got right back to things, dropping tracks against his ops.
Yeah, I did that BON song.
Fuck a mobile game, then fuck OTL. Fuck 'em, STL Street, nigga, that's to the death.
One thing for certain, he's earned his street cred. It might lead to his end, but his title as King Op isn't trolling nor capping. Could only wish the best for him in the streets, and that he chooses to pursue music fully and leave a street life behind. Nothing but losses in that life, man. Until the next one, be safe, y'all. I'm out.
Wooski gotta leave Chicago, man. I'm telling you, he gotta leave Chicago, man. Like, cause I have confidence in, you know, in Ruger and everybody that's going hard for Duck side, you know, keeping Duck memory alive, man. But they gotta get the fuck out of Chicago, man. I'm telling you, you gotta leave there. Like, I don't know, like, man, we seen stories like this all the time, man, and we already know how all these stories end, man. Wooski gotta leave, man. He gotta leave. That shit crazy, man. Link down below in the description. Y'all want to check it out in its entirety uninterrupted. If y'all new to the channel, y'all rock with me. Want daily reaction videos, man. Hit that subscribe button for me. Until the next video, I'll see y'all then. Thank you for watching MANIACITV. I'm out.
I ain't gotta do too much. I swear that these niggas, they be doing too much. I ain't gotta